Hello everybody, welcome in. We are here with Vertigo, of course. Thank you for your patience on this one. Just waiting for a few of the players to get in. And of course, making sure that everything was all good HUD-wise. Nonetheless, we are moving into the action now as a quick V-hit for Espionage seems to be the order of the day, and Mr. Sugar on the Julies is going to absolutely ruin them to begin with. Faydett out towards Jen. He's got a bit of support here as well. The boys starting to move in thick and fast. The trade's not too bad from the T side, though, and a big kill there in towards middle. Down to the 1v1, though. Pip knows where Mr. is coming from. He's having to try and isolate the head. Oh, my goodness. It's his head that gets isolated, though. Massive damage done. And now just relying on a real quick headshot here for the CT side to get this. Mr. is missing so many shots, however. Absolutely unbelievable that he's not found this kill. He's now down to 1 HP himself as Pip keeps the chip damage coming. Mr. really making a meal out of this fight.
Especially off the initial dink as well. And he might still expect him close towards Jen. He's clearing everything now. He has just crossed, but he's also stepped. Pip waiting. I think Pip's got the drop here. He's got the angle. He's got the spot too. Buying time. Somebody's got to make a move. It's a game of 4D chess, and neither are giving up any space here. This is, a minute 10 on the clock from when this fight started. And we got down to just the 30-second mark. It's Pip who wins out the pistol. And I think it goes without saying, Mr. really kind of fluffed his lines. He had so many chances to close that 1v1. And he dinked him initially too. And how it all fell away.
Yeah, I would imagine didn't know about the dink is one of the big things. I would say probably just needed a bit more confidence in general to, you know, get up in the face of his opponent and take the fight with the Glock, but not fancying himself. And then it just kept getting worse and worse, didn't it? Right? Damage was coming round from Pip quite often. Didn't really do very much by that point. So a little bit of a weird, nervy sort of 1v1. Cabby going to find a kill here. Is the only one to do so. Swaps up to a Deagle looking for another head. Here's Sugar coming in from behind. Whoa. The reaction is super, super quick. That's why they pay him the big bucks. So looking for any more damage that he can do here. We'll spot out another. They confirm that he's still at the bottom end of ramp. That bomb also sort of drops, not directly in front of them, but enough that they know what's going on. And they will eventually find him. So clean second round. From both sides, to be fair, right? Lovely trade-off of damage, I suppose. But it's now Espionage in with the buy.
Let's see. What can they do with it off the back of a bit of a weird pistol and a slightly non-existent second round there. A couple of constellations, but nothing too memorable. They do in terms of their full buy. It's also, you know, similarly a pretty full buy for Insilio just because of the kills that were found. This third round, very important. Feels like a bit of an early swing round in this game. Lucky, a great start, great swing. Yes, takes a bit of damage, but he gets a kill and deals some more on towards Pip. Not a bad start by any means.
Pushing in towards ramp. This is pretty aggressive for so early on in the half, but, well, the idea was there. Cabby, however, is waiting. This guy looked insanely clean on the first map. It looks like he is set to continue. Massive kills. That should seal the deal, to be honest. Holt makes his presence known, but they are slowly creeping out mid, keeping their options open on the Espionage side of things. We'll need a massive hero move here. Polt is rotating around pretty quickly. Sugar, though, yeah, so difficult. Torn between the two angles. He will go down, and Polt has no option but to save.
Yeah, didn't really have a kind of a clue of sort of what to do there, and yeah, it did end up costing them. So, once again, All goes quiet for the last few remaining moments. And we kind of question maybe whether Polt can keep hold of the org. If he can, it's okay. Bit of a, sort of it's lining. Back turn, though. Thankfully, not the end of the world. Kwezz will be the one to drop him. And that's going to be a first on the board for Espionage. They kickstart their full buys well. But just as we're about to get to the full buys, we get to a tech pause. So, yeah, just say hopefully only a brief one, though. We have been relatively kind of tech pause free so far this game. Let's see if that will continue.
Hopefully. We're not going to be too bad here. Maybe more on the CT side as they... Oh, nope. Espionage have had a player drop out. He disappears and then, wait, then reappear. Hello? What is going on? What is going on, man? This server's been crazy. This game... I'm telling you, there's something behind the scenes here. No, I'm just messing, of course. They're in and out. Players disappearing and reappearing. We are going to get a little match medic to make sure that everything is all good and return them to their previous spawns, of course.
Hopefully, should be okay in a second. I'm seeing some movement. I'm hearing some typing. So there we go. All done and dusted. And we go back underway. In all fairness, actually, quite a brief tech pause by most standards. So we take those. 2-1 is the scoreline. It's going to be a forced buy back out here for Insilio. Now, this is, I'd say pretty risky in the sense they've got one M4 to work with and then nothing else. This feels like a bit of a weird decision. We'll see whether they're cooking up something with it, but I've got to say, this definitely does feel considerably riskier than probably needs to be. Lose this, Espionage tie the game up, and get the opportunity to pull away with a lead.
We'll see, man. We shall see. Polt on the pistols. The utility raining on in here from Espionage. Again, some pretty original utility. Really making use of the change to the CS2 smokes and how expansive they are, let's say, when you get them in the right spot. Really quite cool to see from Espionage. Saw a lot of this on Mirage as well. But, yeah, nice wall of smokes. Moving in quite slow, however. Once they start to dissipate, that's when the opportunities come up, I suppose. 4 on 3, but so low HP bars. This is definitely not out of the question, and maybe a little lackadaisical on the plant. faydett gets aggressive, will be traded out, but maybe he has strewn enough chaos here. Mr. alone against 2. 17 HP, not long for the world at all. Insilio nick one away.
Well, a force buy of that magnitude as well is, I mean, fair play. Definitely not what we sort of expected by any means. Look at that one rifle there and they've made it work. That is considerably kind of against the odds. Now, Espionage, they're going to sort of answer back with one of their own, see what they can do with it. They got to offer for us. Just Kwezz on that Mac 10. Corner behind the flames. FPS. Messy fight. Somehow, no one's died yet.
It's a little weird here, I suppose. For both sides. Espionage looking to obviously get a bit of presence down. A lot of damage done onto these T-side players, but nothing really happening quite yet. Slow build-up into this round, as can be the case sometimes on Vertigo. Espionage, so clearly stuck for a few ideas on the T side. Insilio maybe learning some lessons from yesterday, putting them into practice here.
Yeah, it was, a rough game. Yesterday was really, really uncomfortable from Insilio. So they're hoping they can change things. Anyway, slow and steady. Not a lot on offer as well. Try to make something work. Missed that. Leaping around that smoke. Is iceberg to find the first. That's good work. Something to go off that as well, as iceberg can make it 2. Make that 3. Brilliant work from the youngster. One won't go down. Sugar finds a spam, but it's still a 1v3.
Yeah, you're not fancying his chances here. He's going to go a little crazy, try and catch them distracted, but it does not happen. They were watching for him. Enough madness in that round, says Lucky. And Espionage are back on the board pretty quickly. So Rifle's looking good when it's the heads-up fights. They just have to watch themselves when there's a little bit more chaos strewn into the situation. Forcing another low buy out from Insilio, and they're actually going for it. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's tough. Sugar and Holt, not the best financially, so maybe that's part of the logic here, is to just try and even things up. All the same, I don't know. I think maybe just a half buy down the middle and then saving. It's hard. It is tough. It is tough here.
Yeah, I feel like forcing here. I mean, I'm assuming you're right. It's something alongside the kind of resetting the econ, but it's still a really kind of wacky decision. Obviously, he's not started well either, so that definitely won't help in any sort of way.
Spamming away here on the A-bomb site. Doesn't seem to be much presence from Insilio, does it, to be fair? They're kind of playing quite far back. Not really wanting to take too many fights, it would seem. So, interesting. Iceberg finds a stray frag through the smoke, and that will indeed force the save out from them. So, yeah. Not much presence from Insilio in that round. Espionage evening things up. No real sweat off their brow.
Not much of a save here either, as well, which is kind of the other, I guess, slightly unfortunate thing in this situation. You're not really working with all that much. Saving double 5.7 on the PT50. Yes, you got armor, but is it worth it? I don't know. Regardless, they are going to be into a low buy next, so you have to just, I guess, slow things down. But credit, absolute credit, has to be given so far from what we have seen. This is a nice little run of form by Espionage. Maybe, you know, took a while, took a moment, but started to heat up it. And I think as well, goes without saying that the favorites coming in towards round number 7 to take a little lead and start to hopefully run with it. Absolutely ran away with Mirage. There was no competition there. Looking to do more of the same. Slow round to start. I guess the big thing for Espionage here is just trying to avoid any potential gamble stacks. When you know you're against a lesser buy, they shouldn't do anything too janky or too unfortunate, which could cost you. Yeah, all does go quiet. Not a lot on offer, really, in the early part. There is going to be... Ram's not going to come through. That's at least going to give him a bit of a one-way to work with. Aside from that, not a huge amount to go off.
Not a lot here. They're just rolling around as a gang at the moment on the Insilio side. That is something that might give the information away, making a lot of noise here, I would assume. He's over the top. They do some decent damage. Sugar takes it, but they are pretty ready for a B hit to come round. I just think that Espionage are unsure, don't want to walk into a stack. They know the econ's going to be low here. Really well read from them to just sort of fake things out and move back towards A.
And they come. Bomb will go down. Nice and simple. Pot will get one. I don't think it's going to be too problematic. They've taken a lot of damage. Looks like they're calling it. They've got an AK. I guess that is actually a bit of a silver lining. Having an AK to work with here is at least something to go off. Yeah, I mean, around it, not that huge of a difference. FPS will find one. That's something.
Yeah, doing a bit of damage on the way out, like you say, holding on to a couple rifles. I think they'll be happy with that. It's actually 2 kills there in the end for FPS,
Okay.
so some good damage done onto Espionage. They will be pretty satisfied with the round itself, but it's about time to put some more rounds back on the board is the big thing, right? Insilio looking good early on, but as said, once the guns really come into play and Espionage are able to control the engagements, it has been pretty one-sided.
It has. Let's see. Orp out for Lucky. Turn it around. Insilio. Do start to get a little hesitant. Feel that this one has to be converted. They could be in a bit of trouble. That's a good amount of damage done early. The nade will catch more of Cabby than Lucky. The second nade coming through. Not an issue. Espionage taking the bulk of the damage there early in towards the round. Pip did take a tag himself. Control here is a big thing. Boost is being held for. Mister's going to go up. Oh, he was setting up something. I'm not even sure if he had a lineup for Utah that he was trying to set up, but it cost him his life nonetheless. FPS will try and come in towards mid. He's smoked out, but he swings out in front and it gets 1 and 2. That's beautiful from FPS.
Really well played. Looking good for Insilio. Definitely what they needed is a bit of a pick-me-up. Whether it remains useful is another question. They go flashing in towards ramp. Man advantage. Is it necessarily required? And I think they will potentially start to say no now after things going south. So not looking too good here. Faydett on high. The off angle might work for him. Just have to be careful with how they clear things here. Flashes. Coming over, Faydett. Oh, yep, awkward fight, but the Orb not ready for it. Misses the shot. FPS as well has picked up another kill, so this really does not look good for Espionage. They're getting flanked out now. Lucky finds one, going for the plant at the back end of the site, but they're unsure of what the hell is going on, and Sugar catches them both unawares. So Insilio, after a small drought, will find their 4th.
Yeah, a bit of a weird round as well. I think, you know, FPS even getting 2 in towards mid, he should have been traded there. He never should get away with it. And he gets another on top after it too. I think if they find FPS in towards mid on a trade or 1-for-1, they're actually fine. They don't. I think that really just cost them. Once they had that numbers advantage, they just didn't do anything with it, Espionage. It looks like they get a little lost, a little stuck in terms of what they're actually trying to achieve. Does let them down. Espionage back into a bye, but this could be the last for a little while if they were to lose it. But this is a bit of a swing round. 3 out of 5 on Insilio. Not a huge amount of money. If they were to lose this, would be relatively worse for wears in terms of an investment, but we've already seen that Insilio are more than happy to go for force buys, regardless of what that includes.
So we'll see. Espionage, again, looking to change up the pace a little bit. Mister will find the mid-frag. And no opportunity to trade it out, so a real nice opener. Espionage looking to hold themselves together here, but Insilio have proven a bit resilient the past couple of rounds. Eventually, as said, getting one on track, so we'll see whether Espionage can convert this 5v4 now.
What have they got for us? Nade could be great here. Oh, iceberg just dips away as it's flying over. Perfectly timed. The flashes are annihilating Pip here. Yeah, you had no idea what hit him. What? How? The Sugar fluffed his lines there. Faydett won't. There's 2. It's an opportunity. From 1v4 to 1v2. He's taken damage, but he dealt some as well. This is not out of the realms of possibility. Granted, Sugar definitely should have got at least 1. The fact that he didn't was worrying. Now they've got to recollect the bomb and get it down. And time's ticking.
Surely ready for Faydett, though. There's not really anywhere else that he can be other than in towards this elevators area. Maybe he's moved round, but it's just not all that likely. And there he is, revealing himself. Planted quite cleanly for the Ivy area as well, trying to jump up and find a frag. I think he's to quietly discover that this is not as good as he thinks. However, somehow he's able, oh my god, to take it all the way down to the wire. They almost fluffed themselves with the plant, I think. Either way, Espionage, they'll take it just about. It's a hell of a lot closer in the end than it ever should have been.
Man. That was what? A quarter of a second, half a second left on that. Espionage is going to go for attack pause. I think we kind of have already seen where this Espionage side look a little bit rough around the edges so far than Insilio. On this map specifically, we can kind of forget Mirage now. That was very quickly put by the wayside. I don't mind the call to pause. I think it probably is not a bad position to be in, just to slow things down. I think Espionage do look a little flustered at times, but this is the other side of things where I said for Insilio losing that round will have a bit of a knock-on effect, and it has. They are just going to go for a low buy here. So that sigh of relief from Espionage a little bit louder, just in the sense that they get sort of a 2-for-1. Here they should get, at the very least, a 6th here and be able to lock in bare minimum of a tie game. On T-side of Vertigo, that's not bad by any means.
Stack out towards ramp here for Insilio. Oh, okay. And they'll swing around and find the first kill. And another. Hello.
Oh, okay.
CZ at range as well. Like, pretty hefty range. At the very least, it's a trade-off of information, right? B-bomb site secured, bomb going down. This is where it really does get tough. Sure, you've got yourself a man advantage, but also it's like, we do have an AWP and an AK here, guys. Sounds pretty inviting to me. I don't think so. I think they should save here, to be honest. It's so hard.
Send the pistols
without utility to retake. Yeah. Oh. Okay, hold on. FPS with a trade. Could be workable. faydett on the AK. However, they're falling like flies at the moment. Not a lot of time. Yeah, it's not looking good. As said, it's so hard to retake in. Especially at the team play level, the high team play level. It's like, you're so used to a nice flash to work the entries and stuff like this, and they're just not there. So, you know, you're left really, really struggling. And I think you underestimate how much you just get melted when you've got no armor.
And it is one of those things, well, they're retaking there with an AWP. It's always difficult in that sense alone, and no armor against 3 rifles. Yes, they had the numbers advantage there in Insilio, but I don't think overall had the advantage because of the time taken. Then the no kit really sort of sold them down the river a little bit too. Espionage, there's the 6th. They've, at least you have a tied game. A little double stack here. This is good. FPS will find one on the other side. They might not expect it. And faydett lines up 2. That's the round very quickly.
Kwezz. Flash round. Looking for some damage here. It's the best he can hope for, really. Has managed to drop the AWP there, so that's pretty nice. Watching out the flank here as well would be the right idea. Down the ladder comes Pult. Many opportunities for fights. Can't convert there on Pult, so doesn't do the damage he was looking for. All the same, really nice round from Insilio. Getting a much more even game here, which is exactly what we wanted.
Well, let's see how this one will end. I mean, there is considerably more to work with if you're Insilio in this case. Espionage, a Hero AK, a Mac-10, and a few Tech 9s. My assumption is a quicker round here. It looks like quick towards 8. This is my premier strat right here. If in doubt, rush it out. See what you can do. Molly on the corner. And actually, Insilio, they're all too aware of this. This break of the smoke could be huge. Kwezz will find 1. 3v3. Oh, it's messy. They keep breaking the smokes, and Espionage keep being caught off guard by it.
Lucky. Oh, what is going on there? Oh, my God. That's such an awkward fight. He survived way longer than I thought he would. faydett will find it. 6-6 at the turn of the half here, so an interesting game on our hands. We're going to take a break, of course, and when we're back, we'll see how this one concludes. Hello, everybody. Welcome back in. We are here with the second half. Insilio bringing it a hell of a lot closer this time around. Obviously battling for their survival, not only in the series, but in the Chengdu qualifier itself. Looking to see whether they can pick up where they left off here on the T side.
Well. Definitely considerably closer than what we saw earlier. Pip be in a bit of trouble here. Or Pip is the trouble. Cabby gets domed. Just deleted immediately. Lucky's in trouble. Lucky is definitely not surviving here. He gets overwhelmed. That's the A site. More or less. There's one playing back site over towards Tetris. He's beckoning over rotations.
Yeah, this is not looking too good now. Iceberg trying to hold from the back end of the site. Kwezz has dealt with the lurking presence. Quick boost up, but it is so expected. Really big kill there. 4v2. Okay. Pip just through the smoke. Eliminates Iceberg like it's nothing. Knife is out! Oh, and he's going to get it. Okay. That's a hell of a way to send a message as well. Right at the start of the second half. Get into the heads of your opponents. But indeed, that could affect the future buy. He's going to go for the head armor, but there will be a conversation here like, do you want me to hold some cash or what? AWP in the second round would be a bit wacky. But yeah. Into the third, it definitely is an idea. So he is going to hold on to a bit of money. If he survives here, he should be able to drop an AWP. So in the ideal world, you can also see he's like not bought a smoke. So yeah, he's really trying to play in towards that, I think, at this point.
Fair, 4 kills and a knife. He could have got it if he wanted to. He played the smart game. Definitely,
I think
the smart man's game there.
When you're against pistols, potentially, there can be like 3 or 4 of them peeking into you at once. It's obviously easy to get overwhelmed, isn't it? So,
yeah, for sure. Either way, that second round of the half was very quick. I think Espionage just wants to get it over and done quickly. Get it in towards the buy. Insilio, considerably better than what we saw in towards map number 1. Their pick was rough. And Aussie considerably better than what we saw from Insilio on this map specifically yesterday. You know, I guess Amcal was never a conversation. Now there most definitely is. They are looking like the better side. Espionage need a real sort of resurgence, in my opinion, before we get kind of comfortable about this team.
oh, okay. Not sure that was exactly what that smoke was supposed to do, but either way, he's going to get inside it and just try and make something work here. And he does. So a wild charge forward from Cabby. A great start to the game. Was a little quieter towards the tail end of the first half. He has picked up a very important frag there in the first rifle round.
Where's Paul? I go with it as well, unless Mr. Lucky got something to say about it. Mr. gets 1. Or full blind as well. It takes that. That is a risky plant. That is in the open. What a decision to be made there for an open plant. He will get it down nonetheless. But it is still a 1v3, which is not going to happen. I guess probably the open plant was the decision there about avoiding retake util. The standard kind of nade and molly setups that go to the default plant. But my God. All it took is a little jiggle peek around the corner, and it very much could have dropped it before the bomb went down. Either way, Espionage will find their first gun round. Only 2 casualties. Not too bad. Now Insilio can pick up that AWP, though. Pip's got 6k. And he says, nah, mate. Not for you. He's going to go for 8k. And armor. And all the util, which is great. Interesting decision. They definitely could have AWP. But then also, there's the argument to make that, generally speaking, people do say Vertigo is the worst map to AWP on as kind of pro players, especially on the T side. There's the argument made that maybe Insilio don't even want to AWP. FPS has said, nah, I'm more than happy to just do this with the rifle.
faydett charging forwards here, not wasting any time to get going. We shall see. Cabby going to be left a little bit low. Kills going the way of the CT side. However, spams behind the smokes, not working out. Oh, that well for the T side. An opportunity to find Lucky. He's going to go chasing as well. Ridiculous stuff. So aggressive here from the CT side, but it is nigh on flawless. Lucky and Mr. working their way through all 5 of the Insilio players, and a huge round to be winning. It indeed, as I say, gives them so much cash, but also denies the bomb plant away, eliminating every single T-side player. So this should give them a free 9th.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you are right. Insilio letting this one slip a little bit off the back of what was actually a pretty clean start. You obviously a pause call, but it's an espionage pause here. I think for them, maybe off the back of quite a quick round like that, especially when it's so hectic, you just want to make sure you don't let anything sort of slip away or be problematic by any sense. We'll see. As we're tired of the 8-all kind of scoreline as well, we do have to question what Insilio got left in the back pocket. They are going for a little bit of an investment where they're bringing, you know, a couple of upgraded pistols and that of the likes, but it's not dipping too deep in towards the pockets. So off the back of the pause, round number 17, Espionage should get a 9th here. If they don't, it's definitely a bit of an issue to be had. Trying to bomb one, I think, is the big one as well. People get one. Traded immediately by Cabby. The 1-for-1s, I mean, generally actually benefit the T-side more. This will be fine. Kwezz finds one, plays anti. One has crossed towards white, which he knows of, and Kwezz is going to lock things out here. Meets a nade. The USBS swinging and dropping. And that should be all she wrote.
Yeah, looking that way, isn't it? Pulp moving in to try and at least find one. However, Lucky on high is surely not going to be expected yet. Goes swinging in, ready for a different angle there. So, Espionage taking the lead. Insilio, the pressure is definitely on them now. You know, a map that they are less comfortable on the T side, not quite looking as good. And of course, as we've said many, many times, tournament life on the line here. It would be really cool to see them keep rolling. A team like this, a few older guard CIS players looking to make a bit of a resurgence.
It's getting late in the game here for Insilio too. Not a lot of buys they've got left to work with. They do need to be a little careful. Kwezz, opener, sugar, drops. Important! faydett get caught as well. Pip's already good for one. He's traded immediately. This is carnage, but it's in favor of the CT side.
Just about. There is still room for Insilio to come back into this one. Polt looking to be a man behind enemy lines if he can find the right sort of spot, calling on some of his teammates as well. Oh, nearly in for the fine, but he and FBS will look to pick up the pace, start the charge, and maybe isolate this player that is alone towards B. It definitely is doable. Polt looking for him, can't find him. Kwezz with the super passive hold has netted himself a very important kill. 45 seconds leaving FBS alone. Can't get it done. Kwezz with a little bit of a masterclass there in patience and composure.
This is not looking good anymore. This is actually now starting to get quite dicey. Like we said for Insilio, there's not a lot of opportunities left for this side. They are getting to a point of no return where this does get worrying. 10-8. Espionage inching closer. They, I mean, again, should get an 11th here. This is the problem with Insilio. Full buy in, no success, no bomb plant into a low buy. So every full buy gun round, one by Espionage is essentially 2. This is the big worry. Waiting for a Molotov swing. Swing behind that Molotov, may I say. But to go with the Molotov there, however, does relay a bit of information. They heard at least they're running away from it. So they're going to bring 2 over towards B to play up close.
Good, Mr. Double spray down for him. Kwezz also chiming in, holding the line, looking good. They're very, very ready for the hit to come their way. Nice pick up onto FPS as well. Just to get a few snazzy looking frags in there. Just going to be Mr. Polt. Oh, tries to follow the traces, not quite able to do so. And another clean victory coming out from Espionage. The second wind here in the second half. is quite strong, it would seem, and Insilio do not have their defenses up.
Getting worried. This last buy here as well. It's a similar narrative. This could be the last buy, essentially. If things go south and they don't get that bomb plant, they're going in towards the final round with, at the very most, maybe a couple of kills. Now or never for Insilio in this matchup. Espionage are inching ever closer to the finish line. Double A close. Cabby takes a slight tag, but it's not an issue by any means. Molotov on towards that right-hand side corner. Oh, Cabby gets the first. Does get traded. The nade could be good as well. Only a bit of chip damage.
Yeah, we'll see whether they can make that 1-4-1 work for them. Insilio looking for opportunities in. A little bit of a flash. Faking the A-bomb site. Meanwhile, we got Polt, who's been loving mid. Trying to make this work once again. It will be missed around the corner. Pretty slow moving, but it's super important for Insilio to get this right. 3 players looking to move in. Mister, you got the right idea with the Molotov, to be honest. It would have been absolutely perfect timing. He opts instead to move forwards and take the fight. Nearly all 3 perfectly lined up. And that might just start to hammer it home now. Sugar moving in. Great find. The bomb had bailed on the idea of B is the thing here. Really, really tough. That bomb is also very low. He's making his way back around to B, but lost his teammate there. Maybe just needed Sugar to pause for a moment and at least try and create some space for a trade. Now it's an impossible 1v2 for FPS.
This is so difficult. FPS has to be incredibly crisp here. 1v2, and it's Lucky and Iceberg to try and deny. Malta comes down, of course, that'll confirm where the bomb is going to be going. Down towards B. Oh, that's the nade and molly setup. That's what we speak about when we talk about pre-plant utility. Lovely work, and no bomb plant for them is really going to hurt. They can squeeze together a buy of some sorts, but, you know, it's half armor on Polt with his AK. It's a Galil for Pip. And faydett set on just the Mach 10. Insilio looking to stay alive here with so little to work with. It is not looking good for them. They are and have let this one slip away. From a 6-6 half, only had 2 rounds since.
It's rough. Very, very rough indeed. Sugar will find the entry here, though. Maybe this is the bounce back. 4 rounds in a row isn't awful. Definitely is doable. Looking. Oh, rough spray down. Nearly makes it work for 2, though, to be honest. I didn't expect him to get that far. 3 versus 3. But it's the bomb. CTs will start to corral around that and, like vultures, pick apart their opponents here. This could get difficult for Insilio to win back control of that bomb.
Holding Sugar. This could be what gives them an advantage here. If for the second they don't. So it's a 1v1. Either side of the map, but the bomb is down as the most important factor. Swinging out. Pip does not expect Iceberg. And that will be all she wrote. 2-0. And Espionage close out the series. They eliminate Insilio as well. And they continue their lower bracket run. I mean, absolute credit to them. I think it has to be said. You know, that map number 1 was sheer domination. And map number